Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Y'all gotta excuse my hair. I'm out here working, wind blowing, so on and so forth. Don't be superficial, all right? Just listen to what I'm saying. It'll help you. So we're talking about hostile work environments. Hostile work environments and what you need to do if you are experiencing this. So, y'all ever notice how, like, the most hostile work environment, they always want to talk about mental health. They always want to talk about mental health, and they call themselves helping you, but the things that cause the mental health issues within individuals are not addressed. The people that cause the mental health issues are not addressed. In most cases, it's always going to be that one that's been working there a while. They just do not treat new people right, do not respect new people, and they insecure towards new people. So they want them to quit. And they like little pests. They like a bee buzzing around the head of somebody that's allergic to bees. That's how they be acting. And I'm an expert on hostile work environments because I've been in many of them. But as the economic times get harder, we got to get more strategic when it comes to these hostile work environments, because you can't just always quit. You can't even we're going to talk about hostile relationships today, too. I'm not going to make the usual amount of videos today, but I am going to have a couple. So, we're talking about hostile work environments first. How can I describe being a person that's been in many hostile work environments? How can I describe it? Usually, it's a job that doesn't pay well or is high demanding for what it pays. Those are the usual hostile work environments. The more common ones are correctional officer, police officer, some hospitals, some nursing home. It's a little bit across the board. But what makes them hostile is when people fighting words without fighting. That's one of the things that make a hostile environment. Condescending speech, body language make a job hostile. Somebody trying to treat you like you slow, like you off, if you're a man, especially if you're bigger than them, like you're soft. That's gonna make a hostile work environment. Now, I can help you. Taking guns away is not gonna help people, because most people will never go into their workplace and do such a thing as shoot it up. But I'm gonna help you today, and I guarantee you, because my thing is I just would quit. But in 2024, it's not smart to just quit. You got to be more strategic than that, because the cost of everything is going up. And so you want to maintain your standard of living while searching out that job that's not hostile. It don't got to be perfect, just not hostile. You know what I mean? And I'm sure a lot of y'all agree with me. We may end up having to have two parts to this. But what you do with a hostile work environment is don't feed into it. Don't let the threats of your boss get under your skin. When they start threatening, you start planning. Let me say that again. And that go for anything. We're going to talk about hostile relationships next. When they start making threats, we ain't going to jail. We ain't going to prison. So we avoiding physical violence when possible. Now, if somebody on your job touch you, beat the brakes off of them. If they follow up that hostile with touching you, man, do what you got to do, because I'm going to do what I got to do. You ain't finna talk slick, especially for months, and then try to put your hands on me. That's why I think we should have our money right to the point where we got bail money, lawyer money too. Because some of these people now, it's going to be some situations where you might have to beat the brakes off of somebody. That's not the solution. That's not necessary in most cases. But some of these people just go too far. Ain't no job worth letting nobody put their hands on you. Like, a guy threatened, challenged me to a fight in the bathroom, one of the subjects, the other night. And then he thought I wasn't going to send him to the cell block. Oh, I was just playing. I said, man, you can't play like that. I said, I don't know these people here like that. I ain't even been there a year yet. They liable, if I beat you, they liable to try to get me locked up. They liable to take his side. So you always want to be strategic. Some of these people do not need to be on the road. If you drive too fast or too slow, you can't be on this road, man. People be having places to go. So when they start threatening, you start planning. You start with additional incomes. And your goal is to get your additional incomes to surpass that hostile income. That's what you want. And once your individual income surpass the hostile income, then you start planning. When am I going to quit? Now, you also have to play psychological games. When they threaten you, don't let them see no emotion. Agree with them. But in your mind, you thinking, I'm not finna spend the rest of my life around this guy. I'm not finna do it. Like I told you about something that happened here in Milwaukee. And it was sad because everybody was trying to act like this dude was a maniac when he wasn't. They was picking on him the whole time. And can't nobody tell me that he wasn't, because I know people that worked there that told me what happened. So, well, what is that on my face? So, they basically was bullying this guy. He had money. He did well for himself. Because he knew, all right, I'm getting close. I'm just going to deal with this until I can retire. So, y'all got to excuse the jingle in the background. So, he telling people, well, I'm there. It's time for me to retire, this, that, and the other. And the guys that were bullying him the whole time, they said the man had 2 safes in his house. He did well for himself. But, you know, he wasn't the type that just quit. You see, this is what I tell y'all all the time. Sometimes you have to. You don't let that hostility build up. So they bother him the whole time, picking with him. He gets a week from his retirement. 1 week, y'all. And they fired him for no reason. He goes in there and he killed some of those guys, wounded others. You don't want people to, you don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. Well, he shouldn't have, he probably should have looked into something else. But we're going to have a part 2. With these hostile work environments, you want to start planning. Like I said, when they start threatening, you start planning. Don't show no emotion. Agree with them. Okay. All right. And just try to do what they ask if it's reasonable. If it don't go against your ethics or morals. Just try to do what they ask. But the whole time you planning your exit, because it's slavery. You don't try to get comfortable on no plantation. You plan your exit. You gotta be like Chicken George on Roots. He said, make them feel like they strong. Said from now on, we gonna make sure they keep feeling feeling that way. And the whole time, he bought some land. He was finna buy some land. No, he bought it already. And he was planning his exit. We're gonna be back though. We're gonna part 2.